You can see my pens. That's great. Hi, everyone. As usual, some of you have beat me to it. You see that all right? You can just see that. Ben, you might need to zoom out a bit. Can you see it? Hello, yes, so Darlene, hi Michelle, it's hot out, so happy to be inside where it's cold. It is so hot. I think it's hotter in my kitchen than it is outside. I think I say it nearly every week, don't I? I'm in the bottom sort of half of the kitchen, and it feels like the air goes up and out, and where I am here, it don't bother. Oh, that's better, thank you. Oh, maybe in a one. I want to make sure that they can see the whole thing. Ah, that's perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so it feels like that no fresh air hits me, even though I've got a huge window right here next to me. It's like it just comes here and just stays, which hence why I've always got a huge fan on the floor next to me. There you go. That's Ben's hello. Jan, hello. Shannon, Karen. Wet on and off here, but very humid. Yeah, it's the humidity, isn't it? If it wasn't for that, I could cope with the heat. Betty, hello. Lynn, Hazel, hello. Nanny to the girls. Hello. Caroline, hello. Diane, hello. Everyone's saying hi to Ben as well. I'm so excited for this one. I say it every time, don't I? But I really am. So I know that I said that I was only doing the one Christmas launch in July. We were going to launch these sort of later in the year, just before Christmas. So I think normally round about the beginning of November, we do another sort of Christmas launch. But they were done and they were sat there and they were so cute. I said to Ben, we have to bring them to you all. So we have done. So, and do you know what the thing is? It's not too bad. Just two launches from me, not one every day for the whole month. So, it's not too bad. I'm working on my second cracker box. First one was a disaster. Yes, but the first one taught you all the things that you need to do and you need not to do. So, so that's okay. Your second one will be so much better because you know what you're doing now, Shannon. NEC in Birmingham, I'm down half an hour ago and it's quite breezy. Diane, yeah, it hasn't. I think it did yesterday. We had rain, but today desperately need it and it's just not coming. Maggie, hello. Don't open my windows is next door. Oh, a wasp's nest. You see, wasps are just evil, aren't they? So you have like the bees and you have the wasps, and bees just get on with it, don't they? But then towards sort of the end of the season, because the wasps, I mean, the a-holes anyway, wasps, aren't they? I'm trying to swear without swearing, but because they drink or they feed on the fruit and as it's sort of fermenting and stuff, and they get drunk towards the end of the season, and then they just attack you for no reason. It's like it's a Saturday night, they've had a drink and they just want to pick a fight, and that's what wasps are. South Coast has lovely sunshine. Oh, that sounds lovely, Caroline. Yeah, I'm not adding the finger notches, but paper buttons. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I think that's why I try not to go, when I'm showing you anything that I've sort of made, I try not to put too much decoration on it because I like you to look at it and think, actually, I want to do this to it, or I could do that to it. So I think that's a great idea because I said you could put little handles on or anything. Darlene, Virginia in the USE advisory. Oh, feels like 99 degrees right now. I bet your aircon is working overtime, definitely. Diane, can't stay too long tonight, unfortunately. That's quite all right. You can catch up. Terry Anderson, hello from hot in Ohio. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm just sweating, sat here with a huge fan. I've got my drink with ice in it, so I should be okay. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to go through these collections, and I'm going to show you 2 or 3 simple cards that obviously using my different bits and bobs. So what we've got tonight for you is, so this is my, let me bring the other one up front. So a stained glass Christmas window. So this was finishings by Ben, because he was very much inspired by Starry Night, the painting by Van Gogh. So it's got lots of beautiful swirls. And then we've got this one, which is a stained glass sweet Christmas window. Because what you've got in this one is there's more elements in there for the kids. So you've got teddy bears, you've got gingerbread man, you've got some Santas in there. So it literally covers, between the two, absolutely everyone that you could possibly want to make for. And then what we've also got is, bear with me. Not that one. Oh, it's here. I haven't popped my little thing in. So we've got some everyday backgrounds, and these are wood effects. So my banner, I've just forgot to pop it in there. So we've got this that's launching as well tonight, and they're just wood effects. They're just natural wood, which are really, really pretty. And then what I'm launching tonight, the first time that I've ever done it, is my own solid colours collection. So this particular one, it's some solid colours, and you can see here it says complements the stained glass. So if you were looking on my page, or as soon as we get a website up, when you're looking on the website, you can look at the solid colours, know that this one complements the stained glass, and then you can buy it. And of course, the colours are going to work independently. They're just beautiful colours in there. But where you see that it says that, and then obviously, so at the end of the month, I'm launching the beautiful Italian collection. And then there'll be some solid colours that will go with that. And it'll say on that one, solid colours, complements. And I haven't got a name for it yet. You know what I'm like for names. They come last minute. Because that's the hardest bit for me, deciding on a name. So it'll say complements Italian collection. So I'm going to be bringing those to you as well. So I'm quite excited about that. I do have, so these are made by us. I'm going to get some extras in, which I'll have to buy in. So some of those beautiful shimmer papers that you've seen. So I am going to get those, but they only come in an A4. And my solid colours, you're going to be able to get in the 12 by 12 and the A4 as well. So should we have a quick, no, we won't have a quick look through them. Let's look at one of these first. And then I can bring the solid colours in, and you can sort of see how they're going to work perfectly with them. Yeah, I did. Emma Thrower, sorry I'm late. That's quite all right. Matt Cox, hello, sorry. I'm late, been crafting. Stick me on the naughty step. Well, you can sit on it with Emma because she was late as well. It is a lovely blue. I've spent so long trying to make sure that the colours that I've picked are going to work absolutely beautiful with this collection. So let's have a look through this one first. Right, so let me pop that further up so you can see. In fact, we'll move those. So I am working we're slowly building up the kind of papers that we're going to be able to bring to you. So, you know, we do rice papers. This time last year, it was just one collection in 2 sizes. So it was it was the 2 Christmas collections. There was the Nutcracker, and then there was the one with the globes, wasn't there? And it was literally just that, and you could get it in a 12 by 12, or you could get it in a 6 by 6. And then now, today, we've got 12 by 12, 6 by 6, A4 size, and then we've got the topper sets, we've got rice papers, and then I brought the everyday backgrounds, and then now we've got solid colours. So really building up all the different kinds of papers that we're bringing to you. So I'm quite excited about that, definitely. Handcrafted by Gaz. Sorry, I'm late. I'm currently out of my head. Oh, no, you've got COVID. Oh, so, well, you're out of your head on drugs. How are you feeling? Is it hit you hard this time? Oh, I do hope you feel better soon. Hazel, hello. Right, so let's get on with this. As always, the front page. I love the front page. It's always my favourite bit because you just get a little sneaky peek of everything that's in there. But I think it just looks really, really pretty. So this is the first one. And it is really rich, bold, sort of dual tones running through it because it's a stained glass window or a stained glass window image. And I think it really needs that. So for this one, obviously, you've got the couple of children there sat in front of that beautiful fire. Stockings, the window, the scene out of the window, everything. So you've got the fussy cutting on these because it is stained glass and you've got a real defined line that you can sort of follow. Is just awesome. But obviously, just on its own, it's going to work beautifully. So that is one. And this is the next one. You sure I grow Michelle and Ben? Yeah, definitely. A little bit at a time, slowly, but that makes me very happy because slowly but surely. And especially nowadays, there's been so many bigger companies that have unfortunately closed their doors. So we're not in too much of a rush to try and do everything all at once and then touch wood, it not sort of work. So a little bit at a time. We'll eventually take over the world, won't we? What I love is the scenery outside as well. So you've not just got all that beautiful, there's lots going on, isn't there? But you've obviously also got beautiful scenery outside of the windows. Now, this is Christmas Eve in a nutshell, isn't it? Santa there putting the presents under the tree in front of that roaring fire. And again, a little bit of scenery outside that beautiful window. I just love this one. I love the glow from the fire. They're just very Christmassy. Now, the Christmas tree is a little bit greener than it's sort of picking up. But can you see how you've got the glow from the window coming in on this side? But then if I can, there you go. You can sort of pick more of that green up on the other side of the tree. Gingerbread man. Wouldn't be Christmas without a good old gingerbread man, would it? I love this one. I think it's cute and sweet and happy, and it's just lovely, isn't it? It's just Christmassy. It's draining you like heck. Oh, sorry, guys. I do hope you feel better soon. Betty, hello. Have I said hello to you yet? If I haven't, hello. If I have, hello again. Amazing paper, too beautiful to cut. I can see that solid blue will look gorgeous with this paper. Yeah, I'll go through this collection and then I'll bring it in and show you. I could eat them. Glass and all. I love this one. So again, beautiful, just beautiful fireside scenes really in this collection. Perfect for the big and the little kids. I just love them. Obviously, the 12 by 12, if you were doing bigger projects, these are going to work amazing as they are. So if you've seen my exploding box that I did, and it's got 24 exploding boxes on the inside, and they're all about a 2 by 2, I think, aren't they? All you need to do with one of these images is you're just going to cut it down into those squares to fit on top of all those individual boxes. And it sits there beautifully as the full image, but then you've still been creative. You've made all those boxes and you've cut into it, but it's still sort of that complete image. So, once you've braved cutting into them, there's so many things you absolutely can do with them. Again, I love this. I mean, it's obviously this beautiful black background, but it just really makes that one pop, doesn't it? You'd have to frame them and use as decor. But this, I mean, they're Christmas papers, and when you're decorating for Christmas, why not pop them into some frames or just mount them onto some mount board? Obviously, so it keeps them nice and stiff, and then just decorate the room, the stairway, whatever, or wherever that you decorate with them. So it's still going to look awesome. If you do or don't cut into them, it's a little bit scary though, isn't it, when you first have to cut into something? I love this one. I love that you've got sort of are the reindeer part of the stained glass window or are they outside? I just love them. I love everything. The reds, the oranges, and then in contrast. I don't know, but you know what I'm trying to say. To the other side, where you've got the blue from the snow, the cold coming through. I love this one. They just look so happy, don't they? They look very 3D. Would make cool multi-layer designs. Absolutely. Yeah. What does the crown mean? It's for the people who are commenting, I think. I think it's YouTube's way of getting you to comment. So you can fight each other for the number one commenter, number two commenter, and number three. So if you sat there without a crown and you want one, you just have to get commenting. So I love the flowers framing it, everything. It's just lovely, isn't it? I'm getting a little bit lost in the images and I'm forgetting to either talk to you or read the messages. But again, so you've got another one here with the lovely gingerbread men on there. He's got his little Santa hat on. Again, in front of that beautiful roaring fire. And just pretty. And I think so. I think there's going to be 3 of each, 3 with the gingerbread men, 3 with the children, 3 Santa ones, and 3 teddy bear ones. I love that one. I mean, you can imagine that any way you want is either part of the design, he's pretending to be part of the design, he got annoyed with him and threw him up there and he's stuck because his icing's not quite dry, you know, whatever you want. But I just love it. If you've got a circle die and you cut that out and you put that on a card and nothing else, with like a quirky little sentiment or something, I think that's going to look awesome. Happy little faces, definitely. So again, I love that you've got the scenery outside as well as that beautiful scenery inside. Santa sat there just having 5 because he's exhausted. Happy little fight. We don't have to fight over crowns. I know. I mean, I get why YouTube have done it. They want to encourage people to sort of chat in the chat, but I think that can go one of 2 ways. I think it's sort of 6 of one and half a dozen of another with that decision. I'd cut that circle one and make an easel card with it. Absolutely. And then, so that is the last one again. Santa there with his sack of presents. I don't need a crown to tell me I'm a gas bag. Caroline, I'm with you on that one. Absolutely. I don't mean that you're a gas bag, obviously. I mean that I am. So I'm going to leave this here because I'm going to bring in the solid colours. Now, what you're going to get in these packs, you're going to get 20 sheets and you're going to get 2 of each colour. I'm only going to show you 1 of each colour because obviously you don't need to see 20, 2 of each. You don't need me to go through that. So I'm going to, you can see them perfect, can't you? So you've got that lovely blue. So I can flick up any one of these and you can see that blue is going to work perfectly. And then you've got this lovely green. Let me see. So it's a bit more green than my screen is showing you. It sort of washed it out just a little bit. So it's a bit more green. But again, so you can bring it in and you can pick up the green through any of these. And again, it's not necessarily showing you the green very well, but there's lots of green in here, as you can see on them all. So there you go, look. So if I bring that up, so picking out the greens, it's going to work absolutely lovely. So let's pop that back in. So there's green. All of these colours are running through all of these pads. So you've got beautiful purples. You've got a lighter blue again. In fact, again, even if I'm just showing you the front, you can see that the blue is absolutely going to work with them all absolutely perfectly. And then you've got this lovely orange, which I love. And straight away, you can see that that one there with the colours on the corners. But of course, most of these, well, all of them have got that beautiful fire in the fireplace place, not place. So again, it's going to work beautifully. You've got this lovely yellow. And again, you've got, if I can show you any of these, and it's going to work absolutely perfectly with them. And the same with the other collection that I'll show you in a minute, because the colour scheme runs through them both. So you've got a lovely purple here. So again, I can lift any of these up. You've got blues and reds, you've got purples running through all of them. So it's going to work. You've got purples all over. So the purples that I've picked to go with it are going to work absolutely perfect. The bonus of me or us having done these is that I can make sure that they tie in and work absolutely perfectly. So we've got a lighter one. Let me bring it. There you go. That side shows you a little bit better. It's just a slight touch darker or more purple than, because I've got the window here. So if I bring it up, you can see it. And again, bringing it into any of these, you've got purples running all the way through them all. So again, if you're not brilliant with your colours and things like that, then you know that because this collection has been made to go with it, it's going to work absolutely perfectly. And then you've got another red. So there's a couple of reds in there. And then there's a couple of greens. So you've got another green. This is a lot of a lighter, brighter bordering, I think, on a lime green, a dark lime green. But again, you pick any of these up, there's those greens running through it, there's blues, reds, oranges, everything that is going to work absolutely perfect. So on my screen, that's really washed out, but again, it's because of the window. But if I bring it like that, you can get a truer idea of the actual colour. And then ignore this one because my printer ran out of ink there. But it's this top bit here, which is like it's like a touch of a salmon red, I think. But again, it's going to work perfectly. You can pick any one of these up and it's going to tie in absolutely beautifully. There you go, look. So if I hold it like that, you get a better idea. So that is the solids. They are, it's a white core because I'm printing onto white paper and it's only one-sided. You don't need two-sided because you're only using one side at a time. But there's multiple reasons. It's quicker for me. It's more cost effective for us to just do these one-sided. I think, you know, when you get a lot bigger, like some of the companies out there, they have got different equipment. They can, you know, do double-sided. But I've always loved, and I'm always happy to have a single-sided because you don't necessarily need a double-sided paper pad because then you just get confused about which side that you need to use. So you know when you can't decide what to do, what time are we on? I'll tell you what, I'll show you them all and then I'll do my my little demos. So this is the other one. And again, let me bring this in here. So I'll have it sort of sat next to me to get them colours coming. So if I put that, remove some bits and try to, there. So you can sort of see the colours. So as I'm going through here, you can sort of get an idea of how they're going to work together. So this is the first one, and this has got that beautiful red admiral. See, just bear with me. Let me see if this helps a little. Oh, that helps a lot, doesn't it? Oh, there we go. So you've got the town, the Christmas tree, the red admiral. You've got lights. You can see the swirls more on these ones. Definitely a different sort of finish to the other one, but just as beautiful. 220 GSM I'm using at the minute for all of my papers. So these are 220, this is a 220. So it's a lightweight card, technically, but it just feels like a really thick paper. It's my favourite weight. A 200 or a 220 is the perfect weight, I think, for this pattern paper. And I've done the same for this because obviously after having spoken to lots of you and things like that, matting and layering when you are using, so for my bases for any of my cards, I will use a 300 GSM. I think anything lighter than that, it doesn't make it sturdy enough. But then again, postage wise, if we're posting things to stuff, it's nice to still mat and layer. But not with a 300 GSM coloured card. So that's why I've done these on the same weight as this, because you're not adding too much extra weight or bulk with this colour core as you are with this as well. Let me turn that one round because that's the inky run out bit. So yes, so it's all a 220 GSM at the minute. Right. So you've got a couple with that red admiral on here, and look at this. So when I was saying for fussy cutting, you could cut all that swirl out if you wanted to with him, or you could just add this bottom bit. It's entirely up to you. You could just do a little bit of it. I mean, obviously you don't have to fussy cut at all, but you can see that the potential for fussy cutting these papers is just off the scale. And then we've got the beautiful little robin. So you see what I mean about the starry night, the swirls. And again, you've got those beautiful lights coming. So you're outside this time, aren't you? You've got the beautiful lights coming from inside everyone's houses and the town and everything like that. Like Cardinal is gorgeous. I have a lot of cards. Oh, really? Do you? I think they're absolutely beautiful. They're just gorgeous birds. Denise, hello everyone. Just jumped in to take a peek. It's my son's birthday. We'll rewatch later. Happy birthday to your son, Denise. So again, those beautiful swirls going on. I think they just add a totally different effect and feel, obviously, to the ones that I've just shown you. Now I love this one. This one could just be a background. Well, I'm saying that. It's absolutely beautiful. You've got the bench there, the lantern, all those lights. I don't know, you make something in a stained glass effect and it just really elevates it, doesn't it? I love the circle sort of round the top of the building and the lantern. I think it just looks amazing. I mean, of course, there's got to be Christmas trees on them all because it's Christmas. Such lovely effects. Thank you, Gaz. Amazing job, Ben. These are stunning. I don't know where you get all the ideas. You are both amazing. I've got to say, we really do sort of bounce off each other. So if I've had an idea for something and I'm a little bit stuck, you know, and I'm not sure if I want to do this or do that, Ben is just perfect for that. He sort of really knows what I want and can finish them off for me. But then again, you know, Ben, lots of these are his ideas. Who knew that he had such an eye for paper craft papers? I love this. I love them all. But he's definitely he's got that effect on these that he loves. So, you know, his watercolor finish and that alcohol ink effect you've got running through these. So even though they're really bold dual colors, adding to sort of that alcohol watercolor effect, it makes it look so different. Definitely looking better now. I've pulled that blind down a little. The colours are really popping. They just make me want to put my Christmas tree up. Stunning collection. Can't wait to receive mine. I have another advent calendar in mind using this collection. Oh, exciting, Matt. This is the most beautiful designs in paper I've ever seen. Oh, thank you so much, Darlene. Look out, major craft companies. Paper by Michelle and Ben coming. Definitely. It's about getting yourself out there, which is why I always say to you guys, just sharing. Sharing, if you see my post, sharing things I've made, sharing things that you've seen other people have made. You never know who's looking, because I've got to say, up until birthday, you know, my birthday week was June, wasn't it? Of the 1 year anniversary. And because I messaged quite a few people that I know in the industry. And I said, you know, I'm doing this. And they were all like, oh, yeah, I know, your papers are amazing. And I'm like, can't believe you've seen my papers. So you'd never really know who is watching, who's paying attention. So because I was so surprised that so many people, Jamie Rogers, Lisa Horton, Pauline, so many of them knew about my papers and said that they're awesome and stuff. Gwen Fletcher, there was so many people have said, yes, of course, we'd love to help you celebrate. So it's quite exciting. So you can see that the colourway that runs through this one and that one is really going to be picked up with all of these. So remember, so this is 20. You're going to get 20 of these. So you're going to get 2 of each colour. And it's going to say on it, it complements the stained glass. So you know that if you pick these 2, that it's going to work perfectly. Now, of course, like I said before, you can use them individually and on their own if you want to, because they're just beautiful colours. Not the same old boring concepts, thank you. Did Craig quit CC to come work for you? He wouldn't say where he is going. Well, I have heard on the grapevine where he is going. He hasn't come to me. And the reason I've only heard on the grapevine where he's going is because when I got made redundant, he unfriended and blocked me. I'm not dissing him. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just saying what happened. So I would not have a clue or an idea where he's going. But again, the craft industry is one of those where everyone talks. So I've heard where he might be going. But like I say, I don't know for sure. And I would hate to say and then it not be true, or hate to say and then, you know, his bubble's sort of been burst, because it's his news, really, isn't it, to tell you all what's going on when he's ready. But I'm very excited for him, because it's sad and exciting all at the same time, isn't it? Starting anew, because you've made all those wonderful friends, and then you get a new job, or in my case, you get made redundant, and then you don't see people anymore, and it's just really sad. But then obviously I was very lucky because I got to keep lots of you, so I'm not too bothered. That made me very happy. Right, so the last one that I've got was this one. So this is one of my everyday backgrounds. So these have changed a little bit. You were getting 12 in a pack before, and you're going to be getting 16. So you're going to be getting 16 designs in these now, and you're going to get one of each design. So there's a lot more in here than there was before. Now, I don't have all 16 in here because I've used some. But what you're getting is some beautiful natural woods. So you're getting some that are a little bit darker. So again, I'm not going to... You can see that they are different, the different depth of that colour, different shades, the wood effect is that little bit different. And then we go a little bit lighter, but you can see what I mean by the natural wood. So this is a beautiful natural wood collection. And again, I'm releasing it with these because it works beautifully with these. But of course, it's a standalone, which is why I've called it an everyday background, because it's one that can be used all the time for nothing but just boxes, bags, backgrounds. So you can see, I love them. I love how it looks like it's been sanded back. Do you see that effect coming through on some of them? That's sad. I'm gathering you were talking about the me leaving situation, and Craig. It is very sad. I got to keep Debbie Robinson. I got to keep Debbie Robinson, which made me very happy. And I'm in touch all the time with Jan, so Jan Brown, and Corinne, and then Julia, the crafty fairy. So I can't complain, because sometimes you leave a job and you don't get to keep anyone, do you? So I think it is what it is. I can't say anything other than that. I would always follow you. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Well, exactly. I got to keep you all, which was the most important thing, because when we left and there was lots of unease because no one would say anything about us leaving, it made us feel a little bit like a fraud when we used to say on those VTs, what makes Crafters Companion so special is you guys. And it's so true. It really is true. And I know that all of us believed that and thought that. So the most important thing that I got from my breakup was you guys. And you're stuck with me now. So what I'm showing you now is that beautiful exploding box that I made the other day. So I'm just showing you all the sides. So that I've used some of that blue, so that pearlescent paper that I've got. I used some of that. This is that beautiful wood effect that you've just seen me showing. And then I've put some of the 6x6s on some gold card. And so you can see how beautiful they are just in that 6x6. If you're wanting to make quick but amazing cards, you've got that 6x6 is almost a topper in its own right, isn't it? And then so I've got the two robins on here, and I've got those two cardinals. So this one was the 12x12 because I wanted him really big on the front, and then using the 6x6s on the side, it just works. And then, so I'm not even sure, it's not even going to show the whole of the explosion when I pop it off, but although it shows more than enough, doesn't it? So what I did was I alternated between using one of the collections on one level and then the other ones on the inside. And on lots of the layers, I've used that wood effect. So if I lift this one off, what you can see is, where am I? You've got sort of the wood effect popping through there. And then if I lift this one off, I've just, you sort of interspaced it with the wood and then the pattern. And then on the next one, you've just got the pattern there. And then down to a 2x2. So you could absolutely put lids on all of these if you wanted to. I didn't want to. I love to make an explosion box where when you open it, sorry, Michelle, I'm sorry you're stuck with us. Matt, I couldn't be more happy. I couldn't be more happy. Absolutely. You were all amazing. And, you know, thank you all for putting up with me. Yeah, so I love when an explosion box opens and it's just decorative. I mean, it's great when you can, I mean, you can add pages, you can add pockets, you can add belts where you can tuck things under, you can have flips and flaps and fold outs on these. You can really go to town with them. I think sometimes it's just nice to have a beautiful, I mean, if this was done, I mean, in different papers or something like that, in this tiny little one in the middle, which is just a 2x2, you know, this could be, it could be for an engagement, a ring box in there, you know. So if you make to sell and someone wants to propose to his girlfriend and he wants something that is a wow, I think that's a wow. And then when she takes the lid off the middle bit and there's the ring in there and she turns around to look at him and he's down on his knee, you know what I mean? And the fact that I've sort of staggered it as well, it just means that you get to see so much more of the sort of the designs. And most of these I've cut from 12x12s, so they're just partial images. And then it's entirely up to you. I haven't done the backs. It took me long enough to do this. So, oh, let's try that again. There we go. So I thought it was just, I was started out to just do a normal 4x4 exploding box, but then I got a little bit carried away and I thought, oh, this will be nice and this will be good. So I got a little bit carried away. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, I've got plenty of time. I've got a few ideas. I wanted to show you sort of one idea in 3 different ways with some really nice, simple cards. So firstly, they're all 5x7 cards. So I've just got a normal 5x7 base. Yeah, 5x7. And then for this one, I mean, because I've got this going over the top, you could gut this. So if you don't want to waste any of it, you could cut that middle bit out. I've got hiccups. Bear with me. I'm going to grab a quick drink. Oh, you are the best friend I never knew I needed, Michelle. I will follow you to the end of the earth. I'll probably lead you to the end of the earth, Gaz. I left you on CC and just happened to find you on Facebook, YouTube, and now you're stuck with me. Perfect. And everyone who is always here, count as the amazing people who just all fitting together. Yes, definitely. How much bigger was each box? So I started off with an 8x8, and then I went down in an inch increments to that 2x2 one, Diane. Yeah, we love a demo. Oh, perfect. Good. I made my niece an explosion box 3 layers deep when she graduated high school 4 years ago. Um, I wish you had, yeah, it would have been nice. You could have shared. We don't think though, do we, sometimes about taking pictures? Your lives are always inspiring and you have helped me so much. I've shared your papers with my friends. Thank you. Right, you're going to make me cry, so I'm going to stop reading comments now. Right, so I've got 3 5x7 bases, and I wanted to sort of do the same idea that I had in 3 different ways. So for this one, I've just gone down 1/4 of an inch, so it's going to be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So you've just got that wider border there. And then I've just cut this down again. So it is 4.5 by 6.5. So just another 1/4 of an inch. Now you can see why I said if you wanted to gut it, that you absolutely could do, because most of it's going to be covered up, which always seems like a shame, doesn't it? But what you get is you still get that stained glass effect. You can just see it. I mean, you could take this down a little bit more if you wanted, but I wanted to keep it sort of relatively clean and simple with just a pop of colour coming through. So if you wanted to, if you've got some of your shimmer sprays, give that a shimmer. Obviously, give it a spray and let it dry. And then what you've got is, when you've got that edge popping out, you've also got, it's going to obviously shimmer, so it's going to be a little bit more Christmassy. So that's, an option for you to do. I've got no glue out or anything. Right, let's get some glue. Always helps, doesn't it? So we have my grandson on Mondays and Thursdays, but my son was late from work today. So he literally left the house here at 6:20 as I was going live at past. So hence why I've got no glues out or anything. But we'll get there. So, again, with my papers, just scrap bits. If you've got scrap bits of paper, I just got some of my alphabet dies out. Now, so I don't have, if anyone's got a good, nice alphabet die that they use, these are about 1.5 inches high, then let me know. Pop me a message and say this is a great set, because I really, really need to get myself some more alphabet dies. Because this is a Crafter's Companion one. Do you remember those left fold letters? They did the left fold alphabet and left fold numbers. That's what these are. And all I've done is, obviously, because it's a left fold, it stays attached on the left. And this font was perfect for what I wanted to use. So I've just obviously trimmed them out. So that's what I've got. And as you can see, it just says ho, 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 which I thought was just, I don't know, I just liked it. It's a fun little sentiment to go on your card. So we're just going to pop this together. Now, if that's sort of not quite enough for you, what you can do, and what also looks really, really nice, is if you bring your corner punching and just take those corners away. Now, when you pop it on there, if I pop it on there for you, look, you've got so much more on display. Even just those little corners that you've taken away really make that pop. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use this. So let's just try not to put too much glue on. I don't want any seepage. Okay. So I've used, so this lamppost is from one of the 12 by 12s, and I've used the lantern bit at the top for something. So I thought, actually, this makes a perfect piece to sort of be covered, because it's just the base bit of it. But actually, it looks really, really nice. So even though I've taken the lantern off the top, it's still sort of a nice image. So you can really, what we like to do with our papers, and what we really, really make an effort to do is, I like to give you a 12 by 12 design that's almost a piece of artwork, but we like to do it in such a way that you can still cut those down into smaller pieces. You can cut certain bits out. You can get lots out of one 12 by 12 sheet, and it's still a beautiful cohesive design all on its own, even if it's a corner of it, if it's the middle bit, but then as a full piece, it's just absolutely stunning. So that's what we try to do. So I think that's why a lot of you get scared, because it's a beautiful image that you feel you shouldn't be cutting off. But it just elevates it when you do cut it off. So don't be scared to do that. So let's just get that smooth down. We're all just a bunch of crafters wanting to learn and be inspired by the great Michelle. Thank you very much. My daughter's just come in to get a drink, and I've just read that out and she's laughing at me. Oh dear. If you had a cricket, I've been thinking about a cricket. I had a scan and cut years ago, and I just wasn't a fan. And I never used it. I think I used it about half a dozen times. Diamond Press is selling in the UK now on Hobbymaker. Oh, alphabet, right, I'll have to have a look. Tim Holt's alphabet dies, they are great. If you had a cricket, yeah, I love Tim Holt. Yes, I'm going to have a look. I really need lots. I know it sounds a little bit petty when I say I don't want to use CC stuff. And I'm not being petty. I just don't want to advertise or support or give my support for someone who wouldn't do the same for me. Does that make sense? It's not me being petty. It's just me saying, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit petty. I'm bothered. So hard to cut your papers though. So beautiful. It is hard, but once you've done it, how much more amazing do they look? Right, so I'm going to leave that. If you wanted to have this on some foam pads, you absolutely could do. I wanted lots of white, because what it's going to do is it's really going to make these pop. So then you've got choices. You can glue them straight down if you want. You can have them on some foam strips. So that is where we're sort of going. Just that feels like that was upside down. So it feels like this is where, yeah, so this is where we're going. So I've got the ho, ho, ho on there. And I want it down that edge. You could have all on foam. You could have none on foam. Or you could do, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, really should have done the H first, shouldn't I? Let's pop that there. So some of these are going to go flat and some aren't. So I'm just roughly eyeballing it, but I'll always have all three on first and sort of pop them as near as makes no difference where you go in to have them. And then when you come to gluing them and sticking them down, you relatively got them where you want them, and you can follow that. The spacings and things, you can follow it through. Anything like this, it's always better to glue your top one on and your bottom one and then your middle. Because once you've done that, you can get those right in the centre. You can guarantee if you glue that on, the middle one, and you need to move that up a bit, then you've got too much space there. And if you need to move it down a bit, there's too much space there. So that one needs to be exactly the same depth or width or distance from there as this one does. So I'll always do the outside ones first. And again, if you struggle, I mean, I'm sort of roughly following this line here on my mat because I've got it lined up with there. Pop a ruler on if you feel you need to pop a ruler on. A bit of low-tack tape or washi tape to sort of give you a good, lovely line to follow. And that. So I'm going to pop my middle ones on some foam for no other reason than, besides the fact that you know that I love to add a bit of depth to most of my cards, it just looks great. So I'm just using the paper. If you feel like you need to back, because it's the pattern paper, so it's a 220 GSM. It's sturdy enough that you don't need to back it to stand to sort of have it raised. But if you feel that you want to, then absolutely do it. So let's pop that in the middle. And I love these strips. Could just make adding your foam to the back of them just so much easier. So let's just trim that little bit away and pop that on there. No, it's not being petty, don't feel bad. They have banned me from commenting on YouTube. It's crazy the amount of people that have said to me, I've been banned from the page, I've been blocked from the page, everything that I'm commenting has gone. So yeah, it's a bit sticking to my nail. Where's my tweezers? Are they tweezers? They're tweezers, aren't they? Right, so if on this bit you feel that you need to add a bit of glue, so you've got wiggle room or wiggle time, oh, I'm stuck, then absolutely go for it. Because what you automatically get now, that one is on some foam pads, you get that shadow, and it really makes it pop. You really see that sort of height come through. So let me wait a sec. You just trim that away. Right, so the same with this one. Oh. Does that look? It needs to come down just a little, doesn't it? Now it needs to come up just a little bit. There we go. So using the papers as the backing and then just adding those on the foam, it just, again, it brings your eye into there. And then the only other thing that I want to do to this is, well, I found a little bag of stamps. I have no idea where I got them from, but they're just sort of generic ones, like Hello Friend and Warm Wishes. I haven't really got any sort of small Christmas related ones. So then all I'm going to do, or could do, is either straight onto there, just stamp Warm Wishes, or before I glued it down, I would probably have done it. Because now I've made that card, I don't want to risk trying to stamp that and it not stamping properly. But you can see with that there, it just looks lovely. So if you've got like a little sentiment that just says, I don't know, son, daughter, whatever sort of little sentiment that you want to put on there. It's going to work really well with that large sort of ho, ho, ho. If you don't want to add anything else at all, then all you might want to do is add a tiny little poinsettia in the corner, a few little gems. It's entirely up to you. But I really like small sentiment in the corner. It's quite cute. I like that. So very simple card. But again, coming up to Christmas, if you're batch making, you can absolutely use these. If you've got, I don't have one, but you know that these come in topper sets. So your A4 pad has got 2 3x4 designs on it, and that 8x8, obviously. So what you're going to get is a real small teddy bear or a real small gingerbread man, and you could cut it out, and it's going to sit there. It's going to be really small and tiny, and just going to sit there in the corner absolutely perfectly. So we're going to pop that there, because then what I want to do is bring in this next one. So again, it's exactly the same. It's a 5x7. And then this time, I mean, I'm using this, but you could use one of my solid colours. And I'm going to pop that on there. Now I've left the white border around a lot thinner than on this one. And then we're going to do exactly the same. I'm going to come in with that white top on there. And I've just got a thin border this time. So I'm going to pop that there, because what I want to do is this. So it's going to sort of go in there like that. So you've got thin, and then obviously a bit bigger. And again, you can have a play around with your corners if you want to. But what I want to do is I want to use this for now. So this is from that lovely wood collection that I was telling you about. Did I just say something about Sizzix? I sold my Gemini and got a Sizzix Switch Plus. So many people have got that Sizzix Switch Plus. I'm very much on the fence about it, between that and the Spellbinders. Is it a platinum? But that's because that's a big purchase. I'm really weighing my options on those two. Right, so I've got this one. So I had a bit of a play about. The dark ones work really well with this red as well. The dark wood, I really liked this light wood, and I love the fact that it almost looks like it's been sanded. So we're using the white. So I'm going to use this. So pop that up here. Now these are just some alphabet stencils that I've got. Where did I get them from? I think I got them from the Range. No, not the Range. I got them from the Works. There was like a big book of stencils that were really, really cheap. And it's just cardboard. So once I've used the letters a couple of times, they're not reusable, but just with an ink or something, they work perfectly. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to do exactly the same. Let me, so you can still see it. I want to go with that ho, 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 but in showing you in a totally sort of different way, and how it's going to feel die cutting and then stenciling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so following a line here, I'm going to tape it to my mat, because then what I can do is, let me bring this down a little bit. I can line this up with a line on here, and know that when I have to do all three, as long as I've got it lined up with this line, I'm going to be absolutely fine. Oh my God, I rhymed so much. I became Dr. Zeus, didn't I? So what you just need to do is you need to have a bit of a look. So just move it about a bit until you can see the top, until you can see the side. And then I'm going to bring it in a little bit to the next line, and I'm going to bring it down a bit. So we're going to have just a wiggle. So what I've done is I've brought it into this line here and I'm lined up with that there. So I'm going to lift it and I'm roughly about 1/4 of an inch from the top, which I'm quite happy about. And then I'm going to bring this, so you can take this down if you want, but I've just got a black. It's a Ciao Bella one. And I just picked it up because it takes quite a lot to make it solid on there, to make it a solid black, which is what I want. So I'm just going to keep going in and I'm going to build it up. And because I'm using one of these sponges as well, you get that sort of stippling effect. Now you can finish this. You could do this in a real solid black. So it's a solid black on there. Or for me, can you see how it's lifting up, how it's a bit, use it a couple of times and it's sort of done. Right, so for me, what I want to do is I want to be able to see that wood grain through, which I think you can still pick up as well, can't you? So I'm going to lift, before I move that, where's my low-tech tape? I've moved it, haven't I, look? I'm just going to put a little bit next to that line there, so I don't forget where it needs to go to. So I'm going to lift it up and you can still see the wood grain through, which is sort of what I want. So then I'm going to know that I can line that up here and then we're going to go from the bottom. So let's lift it up. I think I'm sort of roughly the same sort of distance from there to there and from the bottom to that one. And then we're going to do exactly the same again. So I could have done it red to match the red paper or pearlescent paper that I'm using as that matte layer. But I wanted to do it in black. So just keep going until you're happy with the amount of ink that you've got on there. I'm going to lift it. I want to add just a little bit more. So let's lift it. So you can see how I actually really like it, I think, because of the distressed effect of the wood. And I'm sort of got a distressed, I can't say that word, distressed effect of the stenciling on top. I'm really loving that. So now it's about figuring out getting it right in the middle of there. So you've got two options. If you feel you're not going to be able to line this up to get it right in the middle, because obviously the stencil that I'm using, it makes it a little bit trickier. So what we can do is I'm going to bring it in a little bit. So I was lined up here and now I'm all the way in here. So I'm going to line it up with there. I'm going to just lift it. I know I need to move that up a little bit more. I mean, you could absolutely measure this out and do it. I think, again, just because of the stencil that I'm using, it's not making it the easiest. So what I've done is I've moved it in a little bit. So lift that off. So can you see how I've gone over? Because by moving the middle one over, it then doesn't really matter if I'm a little bit further away from that one as I am to that one, because it doesn't need to be in line now because I've moved it over. Does that make sense? So then we're going to bring the O in and I can line the O up with this by using the top of that letter. So line that letter up with the top of that one, and then I know that that is going to go a bit in perfect line with it because all the letters are obviously the same size. So I just need to bring it across. I'm going to keep bringing it across until I just see the ink peeking through of my H underneath. And then I'm going to bring it over just a little bit and I'm going to line it up with that line there. And it just allows me to just sort of know where I'm going a little bit better. So I can just see the edge of that N poking over, which means I know that I wasn't quite in line. Right, so I'm happy with that. And sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith and hope that you've got it right. It's just worthwhile sort of lining it up to make sure that you've got it right where you want it. I'm quite happy with that. So let me move that up a little bit. I'm going to do the same with that. Lining it up on this one. And I'm just moving it to exactly the same space or line there. And then we're going to go through. This would be nice if you used your embossing powders. Give it a nice lovely shine or sheen on there. So then that middle one, let's bring that all the way over until I see my H popping through there. And what I quite like about that is it's just going to hang over the edge. So you've got two choices here. You can make it hang over the edge a lot or just a little. So I'm just going to do it a little because I want my O to be the same space from the H as the other two are. Roughly. I'm going to say roughly. So, ooh, I like that. I'm very happy with that. So nice and simple to sort of stencil that ho, ho, ho on there. Let me bring the blind up a little bit for you there. So you can see that you can still see the wood grain through it, which I absolutely love. So we'll just pop this together now really quickly. Let's actually decide on if we want to curl any of the corners. I think I'm going to do it on the white again. So let's just having a quick nosy at your, that looks like it's scotched into the wood. Yes, actually, I suppose if you used one of the browns, it'd look even more scorched, wouldn't it? Like so. Just helps if I open the bottle, doesn't it? USA people, there is more craft days. Oh, I love a good craft day. I do love watching HSN's craft day. I obviously don't buy anything, but I'm a crafter. I could just sit and watch people selling crafty stuff all day, every day. Oh, that corner's not very good, is it? That's what I get for reading messages and not watching what I'm doing. Terry's got a crown. So pop that on there. I love the fact that even though you've got sort of a thinner border there, just by taking those corners away, it just really, really allows you to see much, much more. I'm going to corner those. We're going to cut those away. And I'm going to pop that on there. Oh, I quite like that. So I know I haven't used any of the pattern paper on there. I just really wanted to have a play with that plain one as the wood effect as well. I'm being careful because this is it's a sticky ink, so I don't want to sort of spread it anywhere. So again, you could pop just best wishes there. I didn't find these in time to sort of do a bit of prep with them. I found them just before I went live. So but I'm really loving them. Time to celebrate, just a little sentiment there. You could just again pop a little poinsettia there if you wanted to. Again, you could really fussy cut one of the small things out, or actually, you could leave it as is. You could pop a couple of gems on there if you wanted to. If I just bring those in, so using as near as makes no difference, the self and same idea, straight away, you've got two totally different cards. That one's brilliant. That would be lovely for a man's card. So we'll bring in the final one because I wanted to sort of show you three ways with die cuts, with stenciling, and then with stamping. So 5x7 again, and then with this one, I've got some gold, and then I've got that white. So I've gone down 1/4 of an inch again, and then 1/4 of an inch again. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this straight away before I forget. We'll do the corners on this one, so I don't forget. And then I've got this stamp set. So it's a small stamp set. Again, using this one, it is a lovely stamp set. I've never used it and I've had it about 5 years. But it was the size that I wanted. So we're just going to take that H and that O off straight away. Let me find a little stamping block. Bear with me. If I was organised, you'd be very shocked. Why I'm not organised, I don't want to shock anyone and maybe, give someone a turn. So let me pop those there so you can still see them. Right, what I'm going to do with this is hopefully put them on the right way. I don't want to spell it backwards. Right, so right, what we're going to do with this is we're going to put lots of ho-ho-hos. I'm just looking for a couple of, I'm deciding what colour to use. Decisions. I don't know. Oh, let's have that's nice. Or let me purple. Spiced plum, I think, with which blue? That one, I think. Right. So I'm going to do just one that makes it pop out a little bit like I did with that one with the foam pads. With this one, we're just going to add one in a different colour. So let me so this is a cobblestone. So I think I want this one. Let me get a piece of scrap. I love that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So it was like a grey blue. So I'm quite happy with that. So let's go with that one. Entirely up to you. You can go straight down. You can make it all have the ho-ho-hos absolutely everywhere if you want to. I think what I'm going to do is, so the design sort of runs through them all. We will have 3 ho-ho-hos in the spiced plum and then all the others in a different colour. So you've still got that 3 ho-ho-hos, if that makes sense. So let's pick that colour up. Oh, that does. Oh, I like that a lot. Right. So entirely up to you how, when, where you want to pop these on. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll put the lid on that so I don't accidentally use it. And to be honest, I'm debating to go with a different colour, purely because I think those 2 colours are a bit too close together. So let me just get that colour off. Oh, I like that a lot. So now we're just going to go in and I'm going to keep mine all straight, or I'm going to try. And then add the rest. I'm a little bit lost in this, so I do apologise. So as long as you make sure that you've got lots more of, for me, the orange than the 3 sort of different colours, because then it's very obvious what you've done. Do I go over? I mean, so you could go over the edges as well. So you've just got the odd letters, or actually, I like that. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Got a little bit of ink there. So what I could do now, I could actually. I've just had a great idea. Bear with me. To make one of them pop, what colour did I use? Purple. Let's just get rid of that orange. Now, I am absolutely not going to fussy cut those separate letters out. You could do, of course, you absolutely could do. I'm not going to. I'm going to get my trimmer when I find out what I've done with it. There it is. So let's get the trimmer and see what this looks like. So I'm just going to trim that quite close to the letters. And then what we can do is then have that one there. Just lift it a bit. Now, I think what I will do is to make it pop just a little bit more. So just on the edges, not over, just on the edges. I'm going to add a little bit of ink. And then let's get a foam pad. So I've had some somewhere. No. Over here. So I'm going to, I mean, you don't have to. But the thing is, you get halfway through doing something and change your mind, or you see something that would look awesome. So just a couple of pieces of foam, and just by edging it with the colour, it just makes it pop on there. And because there's 3 of those ho-ho-hos in purple, again, it's tying in that design that I wanted to run all the way through. Oh. Now I'm using gold card, but that is absolutely what those coloured solid colours are going to be for your backgrounds. So even though this doesn't have any of my papers on, I just wanted to show you the 3 different ways with that one design idea that I came up with. And I think definitely picked a 5x7 because it's the most most used size. And I always tend to go and create things really, really big. So I wanted to show you these designs in sizes that you could absolutely work with. There we go. So that's what that little mark there, that's where a gem will go. So if I bring all 3 of those in, I think you've literally, oh, that's one's a little bit smaller, isn't it? I think I must have cut that too small. But there should be 5x7s. Now, these are obviously 3 designs, 3 different ways by die cutting, stamping and stenciling. So you can take this and really run with it. But I just really loved, so I had the idea to just do the ho-ho-ho. And obviously those 3 designs have come from it. But I think, again, it shows you just how little of my paper that you do have to use and can still make a fabulous card. You could also, I don't know what I was going to say. It'll come to me. Yeah, so your little bits and bobs that you've got left over, we've all got those pieces of card. Your alphabet dies are absolutely perfect for that. HSN used to sell Lisa Horton ink pads last year. Oh, they've been getting rid of UK vendors. Oh, tariffs. Those tariffs are terrible. All that is left is the unnamed company and stamps by me. So I read Tony put the other day something about she's not happy with the way that they're selling her stuff. She wants it to be done in a different way. I don't really know what that meant. Which is why I think she hasn't been on as like she used to be for a little while. I think they're trying to work something out between themselves, but I would imagine, knowing Tony, she'll be back soon. Fabulous cards. So I tried to do some nice simple starter cards, which are going to be fabulous for obviously anyone. I just wanted to show you the 3 different ways. And now what you can do is you can take this and you can run with it and you can really, really be creative. But they just look lovely. So if you've got a stall, if you just want to make if you wanted to batch make a load of cards for Christmas and you loved that design, now you've got 3 different ways to use that same design. So it means that all your family's got the same design but a little bit different. So that would definitely be for. I would probably give that one to Ben. Alice would probably love that one. Ollie would love that one. So with the same design, all 3 cards, I've made everyone happy. It is too soon for Christmas cards, I've got to say. It's probably why I was a little bit clean and simple with them. But yeah, so that is just, obviously you can really go to town with those designs, but I really, really like how different that they all look. Great demo, cute cards, thank you very much. We love a card. We do love a card. So I really hope that you have loved those, because I've loved doing them. And again, I know that they're only sort of quick and simple, but using most of the elements on most of these. So this is obviously the one with the gingerbread men in, and then this one. So these are my two main collections that we're releasing. It comes in all of the sizes. So you've got the 12 by 12, the A4, 6 by 6, and then you've got the topper sets. And then these come in 12 by 12. They come in an A4, but the A4 is a solid A4. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that, bear with me 1 second. If you're buying these, if you're buying my designs, the A4 looks like this. It's got an 8 by 8 on it, and then it's got 2 toppers. But if it's a background, if it's an everyday background, the whole of the A4 is a background. So if it says everyday background, it's a full A4. If it's one of my designs, that is what the A4 pad looks like. And then obviously the solid colours, they come in a 12 by 12, an A4, and a 6 by 6. I would imagine it, you know, if you're going to buy it, you probably go for the 12 by 12 because you're getting more bang for your buck, aren't you? These will all be up on my pages tomorrow. So if you're wanting to have a good look through them, then you'll be able to see them tomorrow. If you're wanting to pop an order in, then my details are below. There's email and there's my Facebook and Instagram. Also, I have got 6 of the kits left. So do you remember the kit that I did with the other collections? I've got 6 left. Bear with me. Let me just grab all the bits so I can give you a good look. Bear with me. Trying to get stuff to balance when it's not supposed to. So is that everything? That is everything. Oh, it's not everything. Right, so I've got 6 of the kits left. If you want to order the kit with these new papers in, then you absolutely can do. So you get a 12 by 12 and a 6 by 6 of your choice. And then you are getting one of these lovely bags of beads and baubles. You are getting some berries and some washi tape in that one. You're getting some lovely little pom-poms and a wooden house in that one. This one has got so many stickers in, lots and lots and lots of stickers. You're getting this beautiful stencil. You are getting one of these beautiful windows. Now, you've got those bits so you can add them to the top and the bottom. So you've got real dimension on there. And then you're also going to get in there as well one of these lovely frames. So it's like a floating frame. So you open it up, you can put something decorative in there. And when you close it back up, it's floating in the middle. And the good thing about this is if you want to change the design or whatever you've got in there, you just open it back up, take it out. And if your either side is a little bit stretched, get your hairdryer just on a warm heat and warm it up. And then it goes back flat again for you to put something else in there. And then you're also going to get a meter of this lovely sort of fishing wire with the beads on there. And the best thing of all is this. So you're going to get a meter of this as well. So those lovely little lights in there. So yes, 6 kits left. So if you want to order them with the Christmas window, stained glass Christmas window collection, you absolutely can do. What's Gaz saying? I can just see it's probably because he wants to appease Sarah Mort. What did I miss? See, this is why I should read my comments more often, isn't it? Talking about Sarah, I call it the unnamed company. Yes, Gaz, lots of laughy faces. So that is the kit that you're going to get. And so if you wanted to order these papers with it instead, you absolutely can do. But for now, I've showed you everything. I'm quite excited about the new coloured papers. They are going to be a different price though. And again, I'll edit this video and I'll pop the updated prices below, because obviously different factors. But the main collections have got 12 images, one of each, and those in a 12 by 12 are £12 or so $16.80. The new everyday backgrounds have now got 16 sheets in, and they're £13. And then these have got 20 sheets in, and these are £15. So this is the first time I've ever brought different prices in for different things. It felt like it needed to be done because everything's got different amounts in and stuff. So I'll pop the updated prices up as well. But as for these are staying, obviously they're staying exactly the same price because there's the same amount of papers in there and the same designs. But because these have got lots more papers in, there's just a tiny little difference in price. And I think that's it. I think that's all I needed to tell you. I'll be back next week and I'll be doing some more tutorials. I don't know what I'm making yet, but I will be making something fabulous. If she says so herself. If I made someone laugh or smile, as far as I'm concerned, it's a good day. Yeah, definitely. But I agree with Matt. Never change. Always be true to yourself. Absolutely. I think a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek cheekiness is always warranted. Definitely. Right. So I've kept you long enough. I thank you for all of those wonderful comments on the new papers and on my 3 cards. Let's move those so we can have a final look. There we go. I'm really quite happy with them. Quite like them. This, if you wanted to make that a bit more Christmassy, you'd probably use red and green. Stamps if you wanted to, and definitely if you've got your glitter sprays or if you've got some of them Tim Holtz distress sprays, you could sort of use those on there, definitely, especially the sparkly ones. That'd look lovely. Thank you so much, Michelle. Love the collections. You are always an amazing maker. Thank you very much. I know they're quite simple cards that I've made, but I just wanted to show you how you can sort of use that same design in different ways, and it looks so totally different, doesn't it? Really enjoyed your live. Got to watch it all tonight. Oh, that's great, Emma. Great live, Michelle. Thank you, Matt. Thank you all. I do ship to the US. Either pop me an email below, or if you're on Facebook, then pop me a message over there. But yeah, I do ship to the US, definitely. Thanks, Michelle. Lovely papers. Thank you very much, Jan. See you next week. I actually have time to sit down and watch now as my great niece went back home, finally. Finally. Right, so I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to go get something to eat. I don't know what I'm having yet because Ben's the chef. And more often than not, I just eat whatever he gives me. It is so much better than me having to cook for myself because no one wants to eat that. So remember, all the likes, love, shares, all as important as anyone who is purchasing from me. Any messages, ideas for tutorials that you would like to see, always send them my way. happy to work on those. Someone actually sent me a message and asked if I would do an advent calendar in the style of a truck. I was thinking she's like a Coca-Cola truck, you know, with all the doors in. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm not sure when, but you will be seeing that coming up soon, definitely. But I will be back here next Thursday with another tutorial. It was you, Shannon. I've had a few different ideas, so I'm really excited to sort of work on that. But yeah, so, oh, and don't forget, if you are on Facebook, there's that little little competition going for. So those of you who aren't on Facebook obviously can't enter, but remember the box that I made last week? This one. So I put up just a little challenge for everyone to post on the page their recreation of this. And then at the end of the month, there would be everyone's name will just go into a draw and someone will win something. So if you aren't on Facebook, and you do want to do the challenge, obviously the video is here on YouTube. So if you want to do the challenge and then send me the pictures either via email, which is down below, or if it's Pinterest that you're on, if you want to send me in via Pinterest, I will still put you into the draw, because what I will do is I'll take your picture and I'll pop it into the Facebook group so everyone can see your entry and who's made it. So don't feel like you can't join. We will definitely make it so you can all join and have a play, because it's always fun, isn't it, to do a bit of a challenge. So watch the video if you haven't on this, which is obviously on here, and then put your make either in an email to me or into the Facebook group, and that's going to last all of this month, and then I'll do a draw at the end and you'll win some goodies. I never know what's going to go in until I sort of open all my cupboards and just pick loads of stuff. So yes, so that was partially aimed at Shannon, because I know that she's not on Facebook. So if you want to enter, you can still do it brilliantly. Right, as Gaz said, thank you guys, and see you all next week. I'm not sure when Gaz is next doing a live, but hopefully that'll be soon, because he'll hopefully be feeling a lot better very soon. And I know I say it, it's the same when I visit my mother-in-law. I say goodbye about 10 times and then start talking about something else. But I'm going to let you go definitely this time. And I will see you all next Thursday, same time, same place, for, I don't know, something exciting. Thank you very much. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.